This is Eli, my first son. This is Ava. She is 8 weeks old. Eli's 4. And I used a midwife and had a water birth here at Carolina WaterBirth, and it was an awesome experience. My husband and I, Chad, we kind of planned out how we wanted it to go, and it kind of almost went exactly how we envisioned it. It was really awesome because I started having contractions in the morning at about 8 o'clock, and we waited until about 4 to come to the birthing center, to the Carolina WaterBirth, and then we ended up, I delivered Ava at 6 o'clock, 6:12 actually, so we were only there 2 hours, and it came on pretty quickly, more quickly than I expected, but it was beautiful. It was just beautiful and amazing, and I would do it over and over again in a minute because it was just so worth it. It was worth the pain and worth the work, and I felt really prepared because I took childbirth classes, so I had a lot to work with as far as how to get through contractions. I read spiritual midwifery, and I read birth stories after birth story after birth story, and that really helped me get into my mind kind of what I needed to be thinking and feeling, and how I needed to process the experience, and it was just really beautiful. Birth is so beautiful, and it's so worth it to do it naturally, I think, and I tell that to every pregnant woman I see that I get to have a conversation with, that it's worth doing it naturally. It's just, there's nothing like it, and that's what we were made to do. And one thing that I read that helped me a lot was that the pain has a purpose, and it's not pain that needs to be treated. It has a purpose, and it's there to tell you things, and to tell you what needs to happen next and what your body's doing, and it was just amazing. And I got to nurse her. That was one of my favorite things about the birth, was that they laid her on my chest after she was born, and I kept thinking, I kept saying it, I think, do you guys need to check her, and they're like, we would never take your baby from you. And I was like, she is my baby, because it's just so different from, I have had a hospital birth, and I had an epidural, and it's just very different, and I wouldn't exchange this experience for anything, and it was incredible. It really was, and my husband would say the same thing. He says, I asked him, about it recently, and he said it was one of the best days of his life, and he actually got in the water and helped, catch her and everything. It was great, and it really bonded all of us, and I felt bonded with the midwives in the room, and we'll be bonded forever because of that. And she started nursing right away and hasn't stopped since, so we're doing good, and Eli's a great big brother. I wanted it to be kind of like, I wanted us to, I wanted to be able to smile and laugh through it, and joke, and I don't know, I just wanted everybody to be connected. I wanted it to be just calm and peaceful, and it really was. I mean, there were moments where the pain got really hard, but I had a lot of great support, and I think that's really important, to have a lot of good support, and people who know what they're doing and who do this all the time, and I can't stress that enough, how wonderful it is to have a midwife who knows what she's doing. And Sandy was there at all the right times, and she said the right things when I needed her to push me a little bit, or help me calm down a little bit. She was just there. She's a pro. She just knows her stuff. Everybody here is awesome. So we had a great time. I knew I wanted to do this before I had Ava. I even got pregnant, because I kind of had a bad experience in the hospital with Eli. I had an epidural, and it just wasn't what I envisioned it was going to be, and it was a very sterile environment, very cold, and I just didn't feel like that was how birth was supposed to be. And when I had a friend who spoke to me about it, and she was very adamant that I at least look into it, and so I started just looking around, and then I found out I was pregnant, and we came here, and we met Sandy, and we met everyone, and we toured the place, and my husband was a little bit leery of it at first, but once we watched some videos of water births, and we read about it, and we just felt like it was the right thing. It was the right thing to do. Is what, I as a woman am meant to do. And I think hospitals are there for a reason. And I think sometimes certain women need them for their birthing experience, because of certain things that happen. But I think when you're having a good pregnancy and you're healthy, and there's no reason not to just do it naturally, because it's worth it all. It really is. It's worth it. I want to say, don't be afraid to look, to educate yourself. Don't be afraid to educate yourself, because that's all really you have to do. Once you start digging, there's so much information out there, and there's so many women like you, all of you that are out there that are ready to just hand over this wonderful experience and help anybody who's a little bit nervous about it through it. And I think I would just say educate yourself about all the options, and I would say at least go and meet with a midwife, at least go and tour a birth center and just see what it can be like, and just don't think that you have to do it the way everyone else does it, or the way that your OB doctor says you have to do it. It doesn't have to be that way, and there are other ways to do it, and it's worth it. I mean, I can't say that enough, how it's just worth going down that road to get to the end result where you're delivering your baby naturally, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and I would just tell her that, I guess. I don't know if that would make a difference, but I've been trying to tell people.